Hello and welcome back everybody to the Beginner's Guide. I say welcome back. The last video was the first impressions of this game. We are now going to start a playthrough of it. We're not going to go from the beginning, obviously. If you want to see the first 7 chapters of the game, go and see them from the first impressions video. I did not mean to start from the very beginning again.
Hi there.
I did not mean to start.
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
I did not mean to start from the beginning. We're going to start from down again. I'm going to go through this chapter again. The Great and Lovely Descent. I imagine we nearly got to the end of it last time, but okay. So I'm going to just sort of rush through it and maybe interrupt some of his speaking. Actually, well, I'll talk over him for a second. It may kind of ruin your first experience of this if you haven't seen this game on this channel before, but I've listened. Well, rather, we've listened through all this in the first impressions video, so you can watch it there. I just want to really get quickly through this.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
So yeah, I'm just fascinated by this game. Absolutely fascinated, and that was actually a great landing, much better than last time.
Linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms. Is just because.
Here's the thing. I'm going quickly here, right?
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear boxing corridors.
It's not going to force me to talk through.
This prison,
to listen. Yeah.
Funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a
okay.
before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're going to skip that.
Or was it like this last time? I'm maybe a bit confused.
Whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if you can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it. There was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. But there wasn't.
This is sad, though. There wasn't. Okay, we've not played beyond this, so I'm not actually gonna.
With the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay, so the solution was pull this here. Lever appears. Do
There's
that.
still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Return to it over and over. Plus there's the mist here. This is what I was talking about. I was talking about metaphors and things associated with, right? This game is riddled with them, and I can't really point my finger at it, and I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to sort of interpret it on your own by the end of it, not before, but by the end of it, and like see what it's all about. I'm going to make my interpretation of the game at the end. Okay. You there, did you come from above? What was up there?
That he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes. Did you get to the dual puzzle switches? No, I don't remember. Yes, I did. I prefer not to tell you after all the images, man. Yes! I'm not gonna lie. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Well, hold on, I did solve it. What? Yo! Yo, okay, that just creeped me out. You have no idea how much that creeped me out. Guys? You're watching the video, right? It's different. You see me complete the puzzle, right? I'm having an identity crisis. Holy shit, I'm having an existential crisis at the same time. Like, it wasn't automated, like, I did go through the puzzle, I did do the puzzle, right? Okay. Let's play ball. Let's play ball. Okay. Probably visit again soon. Be sure to pay close attention. Okay. The blank space between the door. What? Well, yeah, there is like space between the doors, but
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level,
where we shall fight a Nazi zombie fetus. That's the last joke I will make. I'm sorry, this is not a game where you want to joke around it. Yo! Oh, this is powerful.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose.
Very abstract,
and
yes.
maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long.
True.
Now he wants something to hold on to. He
Okay.
wants a reference point.
Yeah, reference point,
He
yeah.
wants the work leading to something. He wants
Maybe.
a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
It's your interpretation
We're
of
going
it.
to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Okay.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Uh-huh. Is that the trick? Is that the trick? It's all the same idea. It's all the same message through each game. Is that the idea? It's just becoming, it's just more metaphorical. It was connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes use. What? Can I actually do that? I have my Steam turned offline. Oh. Okay, no, this is not. This is not.
So first
No.
off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
Yeah.
All the scripts that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not
That I ever
connected.
played. This
I
was
know.
shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be. But it's ironic, isn't it? that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know it better and actually kind of connect with it. I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much. Is because it felt like they let me have it.
Hold on! Don't go there! Don't go there! Don't start telling me
So he was inviting me
that this dude is some sort of evil mastermind.
and then I feel less lonely too.
Open, says me. Oh, you never know. Alright. I'm sorry, there's way too many of them, I'm sorry. That's where I can. Compel. Stop, turn back. Okay, no, of course I'm not going to do that. Are these going to appear throughout the rest of the game? Oh, well, obviously not such a great number, but... Need someone to talk to. Yeah, they're repeating. There's a note. Don't listen to the other note. I'm not safe. No, you're not. None of us are, mate. Think about it. Oh, look, it's Agario. It says it's used. Yeah, it's Agario. There's a lot of players on it. But it's maybe dumb to point this out. It's maybe I beat the game. No, you didn't. You never really beat this game. Maybe it is dumb to point this out. Never mind.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Don't agree.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Yeah, you do. You really do. No. You really, really do. Physically pause. This game. I'm not even sure it's a game. The definition of a game is a bit cloudy. But this game is just raping my brain right now. It's quite literally raping my brain. So hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's try and wrap my head around this slightly. This is exactly what the game wants me to do, isn't it? Yes, it's fine. So I've been experiencing vertigo all day. I'm guessing it's because I haven't had enough sleep. I haven't eaten a lot at all really. So it's not healthy, I know, sure. But I need to go to sleep soon and get this video done and everything. But this game doesn't help my vertigo at all. And it may prove a nuisance for the audio that I tend to lean back a little bit when I'm thinking. But I'm sure you'll be able to hear that in the microphone, which is a bit annoying, but doesn't matter right now. So, with full effect of vertigo right now, my head is, I feel so dizzy right now. Oof. That's why I paused. I just feel dizzy. Not because of the game. I feel dizzy. But and partly because the game told me to pause. Well, not pause the game. It told me to pause and think about this. I've cleared my mind. All right, I've cleared my mind. I'm just weirded out and freaked out that we get the exact same puzzle again. I was just making sure that this isn't. I was just making sure that this isn't some YouTube link or whatever open in the background. Oh, 10,000 lines, yeah. Okay. Whoops.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. I think I'm seeing the point here. I think I'm seeing one of the points that this game is making. Oh.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk down the hallway. Except, for some reason, Cody gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's going to start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What? Doesn't care. Okay.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I don't think so. I mean...
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Have you noticed... I'm sorry I'm pausing again. Have you noticed all of his games... Well, all of his games. I'm getting in the mindset. All of the chapters have a prison in them. Every single one has a prison in them, indirectly. You notice that? Even the intro has a prison, because you're locked into this level, right? So when you try and get out through one of the doors, it's either walled in, or it leads to nowhere. Think about that. I'm not going to be... I have my thoughts as I'm going through this. I have my impressions on what I think what means, and what I think the prison means, what I think why we keep descending. Have you noticed that? We always keep going down, well, most of the time, keep going down and stuff like that. What I think those things mean. I have my theories and my impressions of it thus far, and I think this is one of those games where it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, well, let me rephrase that. There isn't a correct answer. Much like it when reading a book or a song or something, you think of it what you will. You have your own way of interpreting it, and it is correct because that's the way you see it. There isn't one correct way of looking at a song or a poem or any piece of literacy, really. So you click with left mouse button, I don't remember. Turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and turn it back on again. Okay. Oh, I know how this is gonna go.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Yeah.
There's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on. But
True.
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself.
Yeah, again, I'm pausing his commentary to bring in my own, which is a great sin, I realise, and I apologise for it. But again, the idea that all of his levels are connected, you can see it here. It is just staring at you right there in the face. It is very, very obvious. So I think that and the prison idea. I'm trying to get you to think about those two right now, because that's what the game is trying to convey. That's what the game is conveying. Think about those two for a second and what they could mean. What is he trying to tell us? Coda, what is he trying to tell us?
And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Does he really?
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, glorious. Genius. See, you say this is not a prison, but I'm having such chills down my spine, it is incredible. I'm having such chills down my spine, it is absolutely incredible. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm from after you escaped prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yeah, I was.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, just gonna throw this out there because it's completely obvious. This is him telling us that he's lonely. It's just ridiculously obvious, right? He's lonely. The prison is also a bit of a metaphor, because he showed you like 10 variants of the prison, each and every one of them important. Pause the video, go back and look at them. A prison doesn't have to be bars. A prison doesn't have to be a room in which you're locked in. Someone's life can be like a prison. And even now, I feel like I'm in a prison, right? So... yeah, true. There we go. There we go. Afraid of nothing that nothing will ever change. It doesn't mean that he's afraid of he'll never get out of prison. He didn't say that. Afraid that nothing will ever change.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games.
Yeah.
After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Again, he was alone. He was all alone. Question is, where were you, man? Where were you? You should have been there for him.
If Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself.
Okay. No way.
This environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay. It freaked me out.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to complete.
Is this blood? Yo, Coda? Mate, please don't turn this into a horror game, mate. Watching the wrong way around.
After the intense set of prison games, This house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Huh. Well, this just like shut me up for a couple of minutes. Okay.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace. But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
What do you mean by dark space? You don't mean...
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Thought, past tense. How come you
This
love
one
it?
gets a bit goofy.
Came here today to record YouTube videos and make a tiny amount of money from it. Apparently, yes. I also came here to be perfect.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts. And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now. Pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
January 2010. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Okay, try that again. That's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video and want to stay tuned with the series. My name is Juggernaut. Until next time, take care. Bye bye. It just gets weirder. It just gets weirder and deeper.